Hi, I'm Cleopatra Wallace, and this video is about Larry Millete. Now, thank you, spirit guides, holy angels, and ancestors for helping us here today. Now, if the name Larry Millete sounds familiar, it would be because he is the other half of the Maya Millete story. He is the husband, and I suppose just like any other husband of missing women, he is of a missing woman. He's very sketchy, but they all are. But anywho, yesterday morning I was surprised when Spirit suggested him. So today we're going to see what's going on with that. Alright, now Spirit guides, where we are going is Chula Vista, California. We are looking for a masculine energy by the name of Larry Millete. He should be around 40 years of age, but the date that we want to focus on is January the 7th. Now, on January the 7th, Larry Millete was in the 2400 block of Paseo Los Gatos. Larry Millete was in the 2400 block of Paseo Los Gatos in Chula Vista, California. Can you see him there now, Spirit? See what these are. Alright, it's quite a bit to get us started. Okay, so we have two kings that have shown up here. We have the King of Coins, which is very logical, very strategic. He has places to go and things to do, as you can see by him looking at his watch. But we also have the King of Cups. And it's interesting to get two king cards for one man. And in my mind, Spirit is saying this is his form of Jekyll and Hyde. So he's the King of Cups, but he's also the King of Coins. So on one end, he's logical, but on the other end, he's emotional. So he's Jekyll and Hyde. Alright, very good, Spirit. Thank you for that. Alright, but also we have for Larry Millete on January the 7th in the 2400 block of Paseo Los Gatos is the Moon, the Ten of Wands, and the Chariot. Now the Moon is cycles, and it's also nocturnal, and it's also secret. But it's I'm looking at this card. Something about the events of that night must have left a bad taste in his mouth. Something about that argument. You see this lady licking, her arm is being licked right there. They're saying a bad taste was left in his mouth. Now, as we all know, that's not an actual bad taste. That's just, somebody says something or does something that just kind of triggers you or doesn't sit well. We also have the Ten of Wands. Now, the Ten of Wands, even though it kind of looks like the person, which is, this could be a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, but this, I don't think this has anything to do with zodiacs. This Ten of Wands is showing, it's the strength card, because first of all, how did you walk all the way over there with all of those guns on your back? So he has great strength, even though he looks to be exhausted and just can't go on any further. This is actually a great show of strength. So we have Jekyll and Hyde, a bad taste in his mouth, a show of strength, and lastly we have the Chariot, which is movement. Or as I would call it, somebody actually got up and walked across the room. Because sometimes you can sit and argue with people all day, but long as no one gets up and crosses the room, it's just an argument. So this Chariot to me shows that there was actual movement in the argument. Alright, so already it's not looking too good for Larry. Now let's clarify this moon card and see exactly what it was that left a bad taste in Larry's mouth. Alright, Spirit, can you tell us what it was that happened on January the 7th? Or what was said on January the 7th that left such a bad taste in Larry's mouth? What happened? Oh, that's too many. What happened? Or what was said? Give us some insight on the trigger. What was it exactly that triggered Larry? Or triggered this argument? Or the show of strength? What was it that triggered him? Alright, let's see what came up. Okay, so the answer to what triggered him or what left a bad taste in his mouth is, first of all, we have the escape from deceit. And the energy of this card is, sometimes even if you think somebody is doing something, whether they do it or not, you can't never really get no concrete evidence. So you can be as paranoid as you want. And in your mind, even though the person hasn't done anything, in your mind, they just got away with it again. So you see the escape from deceit? He was feeling like he was outsmarted again, or she had got away with something again. And like I said, this does not mean that she actually did anything. This is more or less him being paranoid. So his paranoia had took off to an extreme height. And we have the despot in charge. Surprise, surprise. You know, this is the like not only a controlling person, but this is like if you were subjected to being bullied in high school, and then you get older and you get a job, and then the bully's your fucking boss. So now all of a sudden this person that was just torturing you is now your overseer. So that's the energy of this card. So we have getting away with it again, or paranoia, an overseer, and lastly a nosy old woman. And Spirit is saying this is one of his family members. I'm not going to say it is his mother or his sister or anything like that, but this is a female family member who may have asked a question. Like, how are things going with the wife? Or, I told you so, or something like that. This older woman somehow instigated. Alright. So now that we are started and we are inside of Larry's mind and we are there that night, let's get into some of these questions. Alright. Now, I watched a few things, and there was some mention of some loud bangs around 10 p.m. So this is just hearsay, but we're going to ask Spirit, what were those loud bangs? And for that, we're going to use this Alice in Wonderland deck. Alright, Spirit. Once again, we are still with Larry, and we are still in the 2400 block of Poseos Los Gatos. We are inside the home. The disagreement has taken place. There has been movement. He's crossed the room. It is evening time, between the hours of 9 and 11. There is a series of loud bang noises that could be gunshots, could be hammer noises, could be somebody trying to make their dog shut up. Spirit, can you give us the energy of those loud bangs that was heard in the Chula Vista neighborhood in the 2400 block of Poseos Los Gatos between 9 and 11? Alright, let's see. For some reason, it's the one that went the furthest. I see it. Alright, it's face down. I'm going to leave it face down, so I put these. Alright, the energy of the loud bangs was... Ooh, I do not like this. The energy of the loud bangs was death. Can y'all see that? He's blowing the candle, well, she's blowing the candle out. And at this point in Alice in Wonderland's story, she was having a moment to where she was kind of talking with herself or the caterpillar, if at the end of your life, if you just flicker out like a candle. So that is the energy of those loud bangs. Unfortunately, was someone's candle being flickered out. Now let's clarify this. Alright, and I'm going to use this Hermetic Tarot to clarify someone's candle being blown out with the loud bangs. Spirit, let's try to keep them on the table, okay? Whose candle was blown out, or whose breath stopped during the loud bangs? Whose candle was blown out? There it is. Let's see. Alright, so again, another show of strength, the 9 of Wands. Now the 9 of Wands is one less than the 10 of Wands that we had earlier. So it's the one that sits right next to it. A neighbor, a partner, a cohort, your wife, your husband. So I do believe this is him stopping her breath in some way. Alright. Let's see what the next question is. Okay. Now, the very next question is, did he remove her from the house against her will? Because we all know sometimes when couples get to arguing, you know, the first thing you hear is my house, and the other one gets put out. So that's the question I have next, is did he remove her from the house? Because she was never seen again. So she went somewhere. Alright. Spirit, can you tell us once more on this same evening, in the same area, if the masculine energy of Larry Millete, if he came in contact with the feminine energy of Maya Millete on this evening, did he move her away from the 2400 block of Paseos Los Gatos? Did he physically remove her from this area? Spirit, did he take... Alright. There they are. Alright, and they are all face down, so I'm going to take them off. It's 3. It's not very many. Alright, so we have the Hierophant, which is an official person. This is again with the my house, my energy. And we have the Lovers, which naturally is a marriage. But this is the one, the Four of Coins. As you can see, this man is in here, like in this solitude area, counting the days until he can either come up into this light or no longer be in here. Let's see. The Hierophant, the Lovers, and the Four of Coins. Alright. This is the Hierophant and the Lovers is him being the aggressor in the marriage. This Four of Coins, I asked the question of, did he remove her? And as I'm looking at this card, like I said, he's down there counting the days, right? But what's in here? What's inside this safe? Do you see this? It's hard to see this card, but he's sitting on something. It's a safe. It could be a chest. It could be a suitcase. It could be a freezer. But they're giving me the energy of if and when he did remove her, she was inside of this rectangular container. So let's clarify this. That's a lot to unpack. Let's move these over here. Clarify this right here. Spirit, the energy on this Four of Coins card was the feminine Millete energy inside of their. That's what I was about to ask. Is flipped out. It shows the innocent girl came out. So we know it wasn't one of the children's that was in there. The only other innocent female energy in there, like I was saying, that in his mind kept getting away with something that she wasn't even doing because she was innocent. So to me, in my mind, that's saying that she was inside of this container. Alright. Wow, Spirit, you are on fire today. Let's see. This is why whenever the Spirit suggests a person, you have to do it. Because sometimes I be wanting to do all type of other people, but they don't want to do the people. You have to do the people they want to do. Alright, so what was the very next question? Okay, now the very next question is, did the Millete family gang stalk her? Now, if you are not familiar with gang stalking, it is a method of harassment that was used originally against like whistleblowers, to where they would have like various people like antagonizing this person, whether it's on the internet or in real life, just a group of people targeting one person. That's what it means to gang stalk someone. So, and for this question, I'm going to use this deck. The Nightmare Before Christmas deck. Because it is about, it's a love story after all, between Jack and Sally. So we will be using this one for this question. So Spirit, this question here is going to be different. Because we're not necessarily on January the 7th anymore. We are inside of 2020. The entire year of 2020. The entire year of 2020. We are asking about the Millete family during the entire year of 2020. When it comes to the Millete family, did they gang stalk Maya Millete during this year for not submitting to her husband? Was Maya Millete gang stalked by the Millete family? Let's see what comes out. My flow dry, excuse me. And the answer to that question is the 10 of Potions. Now, the 10 of Potions is, emotions, because it's like a Cups card, but also it's an abundance of feeling, an abundance of energy. As you can see, all these little cups are filled with a bunch of different things, a bunch of different opinions, a bunch of different insinuations, a bunch of different blah, 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 blah. So I'm not going to say they gang stalked her, but there were conversations about her. Several conversations. Possibly 10 or more, because this is the highest you can get in the emotions level. So let's clarify these conversations. Spirit, why is the 10 of Potions here for the Millete family? All of these conversations are in emotions. What is the energy behind these conversations? Oh, I seen it flipped over. Did y'all see it? Alright, so the card that flipped over, if that was the only one, is the Wise Old Man. So this could be like a male. You know who he was, kind of reminds me of? The nosy old woman that came out earlier. Surprise, surprise. Another instigator. Maybe this is her counterpart. He's here during these conversations. The Wise Old Man. Now, his advice could be something like, in my marriage back in my day, or it could be, you're not hard enough on her, or you're giving her too much leeway. At any point, this masculine older family member was trying to school Larry, as you can say, or advise him, perhaps. Alright. So my thoughts, I wouldn't say that they were necessarily gang stalking her, but they weren't nice to her either. Okay, they wanted her to get in line, and she wouldn't. That was a problem. Alright. Let's see, one more question. Right, the only logical question left will be, where was May the very last time he saw her? Whether her breath had been stopped or not, where was she? And let's see, for this one, I'm going to go back to the Alice in Wonderland deck. Alright, now Spirit, we're leaving 2020 behind, and now we're going to go back to January the 7th / January the 8th and the 9th, because he had a little window of time before anybody realized that she had went missing. So there was a 3-day window between January the 7th, 2021, and January the 10th. 2021. Spirit, can you please tell us, where was May Millete, the counterpart of Larry Millete? Where was May the very last time he'd seen her? Where was May the very last time he'd seen her? Whether she was alive or not. Where was May the very last time? Oh, let me shuffle them again. Shuffle them again. sometimes they like it when you shuffle them backwards too. So yeah, shuffle them backwards. Alright. Where was May Millete the very last time Larry Millete seen her? Oh, this one. And I thought I seen one flip over. To make sure. Alright. So this is the one that came. And this is it's the devil card, which is, you know, just somebody with vices and stuff, but we asked where she was, so I'm not looking at who's on this card, I'm looking at the setting of this card. For some reason, they're having me look at the horizon on this card. Can you see, like, how the sun is setting in the back? It's like that, that pretty pink sun, and they're showing me, like, these little flowers in the grass and the sun setting. Because at first I was thinking maybe the kitchen, because, you know, they're sitting to a table. But no. They're showing me somewhere where you could watch a sunset that has wildflowers. Let's clarify this, because that could be anywhere. There are wildflowers and sunsets literally everywhere. So we're going to clarify that. And for that, we're going to go back to the Omega Land deck. Spirit, can you clarify for us just a little bit? I know you have already done so much, but can you just clarify for us just a little bit more about where you can see the sunset at that has wildflowers? Where is the sunset seen from? Where is the sunset seen from, Spirit? Where can you see the sunset? Is there anything, a marker, a street name, let's see what it is. Alright. So what came out is the Emperor card. This is, can you see the way, like, these bricks are, like, it's a wall that's almost built but not really built, and then this, like, bar right here that's like probably a support for some type of building that you could be building or not be building, but it's definitely like some sort of a building that's either in the process of being made or in the process of being torn down. So we have a sunset in a field that also contains a building that's either being built or torn down. Alright, we'll leave it there. Again, I am Cleopatra Wallace, and if you found this video interesting, give it a thumbs up, or you can subscribe to my channel, because who knows what's going to happen next.